Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today for my Wait What? Wednesday tip video, I'm just going to share another great way for you to use up these scraps. Now I've got my 6x6 Designer Series paper. This happens to be the Brights collection. And I just keep all my scraps in the front of my little envelope here. And then I end up with a whole pile of scraps. And I know I've been sharing a lot of ideas with you on how to use up those scraps. This is another great one that I can't wait to tell you about. So let's flip this camera around and get started. Oh, so many scraps, right? We all have a ton of Designer Series paper scraps. And this is on my quest to get you to stop the hoarding. We are going to be using some of these scraps to make a really cool layout. It's fun, it's easy, depending on what kind of paper you use. You can do this for a baby card, for a birthday card, for a thank you card. Maybe not a sympathy card, but a get well card, certainly. Just depends on which greeting you use. So the first thing I've done is I've taken some scraps out of my Bright 6x6 Designer Series paper selection, and all of our 6x6 Designer Series paper is retiring with the end of our current catalog. So you can get your hands on this before it's gone, and I absolutely love the stripes and the polka dots. Stripes and polka dots. This is just such fun paper, and I've been using it a lot. If you follow me regularly, you've seen me use this quite a bit. I did some color panels with it. I've done some really fun things. So what I decided to do here was to get out some circle punches. Now, if you don't have circle punches, you can certainly buy some from me. You can find my store right on my blog, but you can also use your framelits. It's just that punches are so much quicker for something like this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with some of my bigger pieces here. Here's a purple piece, and I've just got a big circle punch here. I'm going to punch out a circle. Okay, we've got one of those, and then I'll go with another circle punch here, and we'll punch out one of those. I'm just going to kind of keep them in order as far as keeping the sizes together. So I pretty much kind of exhausted this piece. We'll be done with that. We can probably get another circle out of this if we need it. And again, whoops, these are all just scraps. That was just another circle. So I've got a 1 3/4, a 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 1 1/2 inch circles here. And we're just going to keep punching, see what we come up with. I can probably get one. Nope, that's not going to fit. We'll put one right here. Maybe, can we get a big one out of here? Nope. Okay, we've got purple. Put this over here, this over here. Here's some green. I'll do a little bigger punch here with the green. And now we need some more of those. So that's this punch. Now you could certainly recreate this whole thing with different shapes too. You don't have to stick with circles. I just chose circles because, I don't know, I like circles. They're fun. And it works for my layout. Let me grab another scrap here. I'm going to grab another scrap of this and punch out a big circle. And then how about some melon mambo? We might need a big circle in that. Okay, so I've got 3 big circles, 3 of these, and then, oh, I've got some other circles over here that are the same size. Okay, so who knows? I just want to make sure I have 3 of each, and now I'm going to show you what I did with all the circles. I decided also to go with the stitched shape rectangle. Okay, so I've got some of these die cut, and then the scallop size in black to match. That's just going to add to our card. Here's one more stitch shape circle. Okay, then I also took the scallop. Oh, I've got black here, but maybe I don't want to use black. We'll see. And I cut out a few scallops out of the Designer Series paper as well. So we're going to start with our card fronts, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. That seems to be my popular size lately. I really like that size of a layout. I think it gives us a little bit more color showing on the front of our card when we add our card base. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. We're going to bring in one of these circles, and I'm just going to whip up some birthday cards. Now, you can use any greeting, like I said. You could do get well. You could do thank you. I think our pastel 6x6 designer series paper would be absolutely perfect for baby cards. Like a bunch of circles and pastels would be really pretty. Then I'm going to bring in my Coastal Cabana. Oh, and by the way, I chose the Picture Perfect Birthday stamp set. This is retiring. It's guaranteed until May 24th. And once they run out, they're not going to make any more of them. So if you don't have that stamp set, it's one of my faves. Okay, so I am just stamping off with Coastal Cabana. I want a little bit lighter background here. And again, this stamp is from that same stamp set, Picture Perfect Birthday. One of my favorites. And then I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight, of course. Why wouldn't you, for your flame? And add that to the top of my candle. And by using muted colors like this, you're not taking away from your greeting, but you're adding just a little bit of pizzazz, right? Now, we also have this candle that's polka dotted, and I'm going to stamp this over top, full strength, just like that. And isn't that adorable? Let me hold that up for you guys. So, so cute. And by stamping off once and then stamping the second part of your image full strength, that gives you 2 ink colors with 1 ink pad. So great tip there too, right? Okay, I'm going to use these scallops instead of the black ones, if I can get them picked up. And we're just going to glue all these together. And I love Mango Melody. I think the Poppy Parade one's really going to pop. I'm a little unsure about the Daffodil Delight, but it's pretty. Oh, and look, it matches the flame, so that's cool. I didn't even think about that. It's one of those little good accidents. And I'm going to bring in my dimensionals so we can pop this greeting layer up. Now, I'm kind of excited because the last time I had a layout challenge for all of you, there were so many people who shared in the challenge and posted pictures to my Facebook page. And it was really, really fun. And so I'm going to do another challenge with this layout. So let me show you exactly what we're going to do here. So we're going to take one of the big circles, and you can use whatever size you want. I'm just going to use the striped side here, size, I mean, and then we're going to bring in a smaller size and the smallest one. And you can, of course, arrange these any way you want, but I know some people like to know exactly what I'm doing, and I totally get that. I think we'll use the striped side on this one, and we'll put that right over here. Now you'll notice that my circles are falling off the edge of my layer, right? Well, we're just going to trim those off. And you could certainly put these in your paper cutter and do it that way too if you wanted to. And then I'm going to bring in my greeting. Put that right here. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? Okay, I've got a black layer. This is just a 1/4 inch bigger. The black layer is 5 1/4 by 3 7/8. Because like I said, that seems to be my favorite layout right now. I've got Poppy Parade, half sheet of cardstock, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And I'm just gonna add this to my card front. What do you guys think? Pretty cool? Let's finish the rest of these, and then we'll work on the inside. Okay, now we have all 3 of our cards done. I'm going to bring in the inside layer, and this is just 4 by 5 1/4. I'm still using the Picture Perfect birthday stamp, and I am going to, oh look, I've got black ink on my fingers. I know that's shocking, right? So, whoops, hang on. Let me turn that over and try again. There we go. And we'll do the same thing on this one. And the same thing on this one. And then I'm going to stamp a candle on each one, just because you guys know that I like to have a little bit of color on the inside. Again, I'm just going to stamp off once. Do you like making cards in an assembly line? I always usually make one card first, and then I come in and cut everything and do assembly line style like this when I'm making multiple cards. It just works out good for me. And I never, ever, ever make just one of something, because when you've taken all the time to design something, I want to make sure I have multiples. If you only make one card, do you have this problem? This is kind of funny. If you only make one card, if you create a card, design a card, and only make one of them, do you have a hard time mailing it? Like, you can't give it to anybody because you'll lose that idea, right? That's why we need to make more than one, because we need to give our cards to people. We need to spread joy and happiness and bring smiles from across the miles. And that's what I love about my job, is I bring smiles from across the miles most of the time. And other times, you're just wishing someone well, it brightens their day. And I love doing that too, because who doesn't need a card in the mail every once in a while? I hear from people all the time who get cards from me, and they're just like so touched because all they've received in their mailbox for months and maybe even, longer than that is bills, or junk mail. All right, here we go. Let me tell you about the challenge. We didn't even use these. I'll put these in my black cardstock file. I will use them for something else. Let me get this mess out of the way here. So here's our super cool, fun cards using all the scraps that you have in your designer series paper packets. This is just a really fun way. And you guys know that if you grab a pack of designer series paper, it's pretty much going to color coordinate with itself. So you can do many different patterns and designs and get a really cool looking card. All you need to decide is what color you're going to use for your card base, and maybe you want to use solid cardstock for the scalloped here. But super, super simple way to make a card. Here is the challenge. This is my mock-up, and this is what I'm going from to make all of these cards. Make a card or several cards using this layout, and then post it on my Facebook page. And if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link under the video. You go under the video, there's going to be a little see more in the description area. Click on that, you'll find a link to my Facebook page where you can add your cards there. I want you to share them. Let us celebrate your creations with you. I love doing that. And I had such a good response to the last card challenge that I did. Everybody who shares this layout, everyone who shares their card will be entered in a drawing to win something fun. Like, how about a stamp set? We'll do that. Now, you have to get your creations in by May 17th. And let me write that down so I do not forget. May 17th. Winner gets a stamp set. Okay. Oops, let's get that 7 in there so it looks like a 17th. All right, head over to my blog, www.astampabove.com. You can click right up here. That'll take you to my blog. If you need to order any of the supplies or any other supplies from Stampin' Up, there's going to be an online ordering button in the right-hand side of the column. Click on that. That'll take you right to my store. You're going to find a full shopping list on my blog with this blog post. That'll show you everything that I use to make these cards. And the links in that list are clickable. So when you click on a picture of the picture perfect birthday, it's going to take you right to my store under the shopping list. Use this host code if your order is under $150. I always appreciate that. If your order is over $150, don't use the host code. Stampin' Up's going to give you your own rewards. Make sure you take advantage of that. If you don't want to miss anything I have coming up, click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, I want to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.